Big time, holy sprinkle me now, sprinkle me now, sprinkle me now. Play some of me. Here I be, down here to the beat from the street. I'm quick to smile, always deal with the job. You gotta forever get the style. Take it on, man, let the heart go your foot. Take it all, you got to look correct. Trying to bring name on my job. Sure, hey, try home, rhyme, but the beat don't grind. Most folks tell me, try you ain't right. And they feel the street while I make you holler. Gonna get the blood at that old man. Sugar, sugar, yes, me. That's my sister. You know my name. Sprinkle me, sprinkle me, sprinkle me, sprinkle me, sprinkle me. Sugar, sugar. That's what they call me. That's my sister. You know I ain't right. Sprinkle me, sprinkle me, sprinkle me, sprinkle me, sprinkle me. Yeah, man, y'all heard what we bobbing to right now, man. Throwback, classic shit, Sprinkle Me, E40 featuring Suga T. So, my guest here, again, let me say this first. Welcome to Pimpoholic Tv Podcast. It's your homeboy, Marlon Pimp, a.k.a. MTP. And I got a very, 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 very special guest in here. West Coast legend, female pioneer when it comes to this rap game, this rap hip-hop shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Suga T, representing the West Coast Vallejo. Welcome to Pimpoholic TV. How you doing, lady?
Hey, what's cracking?
Hey, what's been going, Suga? How you been doing, Suga T? What's been going on with you, lady? How you been doing?
I'm not too bad. Just, making it do what it do, keeping it all in perspective, making sure keep our presence.
Now, this is a female hip-hop icon in the game right here, you know what I'm saying, y'all? So we're finna go back and just go from beginning up until present with Suga T right here. So let's get into it. Suga T, let's go back before the music. Let's talk about growing up in Vallejo. How was it growing up in Vallejo for you?
It was we had a well-rounded life. You got to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. Great place to, to start off at.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, how did music come into your life?
Well, I started off in a church. That was the first place. It was introduced to me in the church.
Okay.
In the church, and then of course I had a family full of musicians. So the family full of musicians, I hear myself echoing. Can you hear me echoing?
Yeah, no, you good. You good on this end. You good on this end.
Okay. I hear. Hey.
Now, all right. Now let's go back.
Sorry, I'm just listening to my echo. So yeah, I grew up in a family full of musicians, basically, and people around, and always had a love for music. They played music all the time in the house.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now let's go back before Jive 1995. Mm-hmm. The Click released in 1992, Down and Dirty. You feel me? Speak on that. How did that come about? What was the perspective on that? How did y'all come together and start doing that? Was it something that was planned, or was it something that E40 started and you became a part of? Speak on the Down and Dirty album from 1992.
Well, actually, Down and Dirty was produced in 1986.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we started recording in 1984, and it was produced in 1986, but it became more popular and reproduced in 1982. So yeah, so we had a whole bunch of music before Down and Dirty. We started off with a few other projects, MVP, which stands for Most Vicious Performers, which was basically a family group of a whole bunch of family, all of us. I was the only girl who all basically had different perspectives, and we all, kind of was dispersed into different groups. And so that's where it actually, that was a part of, that was considered the clique before the clique. And of course, before that, we had solo groups and different types of music that we put out. So 1992 was when it basically became a little more popular. That's all.
Okay, now the clique, Suga T, E40,
D-Shot, Be Legit. Now, you, E40, and D-Shot are brother and sister, right?
Yes.
And Sugar and Be Legit is a cousin.
Yes.
Okay, so how did that come about? Was E40 the main guy? He recruited y'all, or was it you and you recruited? How did the whole situation come about?
I mean, we found, like I said, we worked together as a family and making music, from the gate. And then I was one of the groups that was a part of that big group, and I had a partner who was my group member. She was my best friend, and she still is. We was called Sugar and Spice. That was the first biker season. Was the first song. Hey, no, biker season. I gotta find that song. Dun,
Okay.
dun,
All right.
dun. We was using it. Dun, dun. It was like the Jamaica funk beat. It was banging actually. But yeah, biker season was that song. Now before that, I had wrote a singing album, and the singing album was when I was about 14. But
Okay.
and I sung, led the choir all, basically all my adolescent life throughout. So I had been singing in the choir already, leading songs in the choir as a kid. And then, of course, at 15, I got between 15 and 16, I ended up pregnant. And that's when me and the partner that I had we kind of separated because she was pregnant too. We both got pregnant at the same time. And so she went more towards something else to do domestically, and I went more towards what the guys was doing.
Right.
And so I hung out and kept it going and got connected to create and found the clique. So the clique was founded. I was the missing piece, and at that point, my brothers we became a group. Me,
Okay.
D-Shot, Be Legit, E40.
Okay. 1993, Suga T is All Good solo.
Mm-hmm.
Speak on that right there. Your first solo album before the major deal.
Yeah. So It's All Good that was 1990, but
1990. Okay.
it got
All
a
right.
little popular. So what happens is sometimes music is made and then sometimes it's re-released, and then of course when a label gets a hold of it, when you have a lot of samples and all this stuff, and some stuff might not get cleared because you get away with a lot of stuff at one point when you're underground, but once you get more commercialized, it can be a little more legal legal altercation because of you have to go about it in the right way. Um, so um, so that was another time when that happened. But it was cool. It was just another album. I was exploring my talent, just having fun. Didn't really, I really wasn't like, oh, I'm about to be a major rapper, or I wasn't trying to make a hit song. I just was having fun, away from my kids, a chance to go have fun in the studio and leave the kids with my mom and do teenage stuff.
Right.
And just got in there drunk as a skunk and recorded.
Right.
Yeah, until I came conscious. Matter of fact, I have to stuff it up. I'll listen to some of the stuff on there now and be like, oh, I can't stand listening to that. Because I
get
remember,
that.
like I was drunk, having
Right.
fun.
Right.
I really didn't have a lot of control. I was still growing in my creating and carving my talent.
Okay, so 1995, Sick With It signs a partnership with Jive Records. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it came to that right there, did you have any input in that? Or was it pretty much E40 doing that and then just letting y'all know what was going on? How did the Jive Records situation come about?
It was a little bit of both. It was a little bit of both.
Speak on that. Give us details on that.
It was a little bit of both. We all participated in the executive part, of signing and orchestrating in support of our management team, the actual deal. And of course, when it comes down to, just paving the pavement, performing and hitting the streets and, putting some hardcore work down, you know what I'm saying, that took a lot of work and time away from our kids and time away from home and, you know, wear and tear on your body, your mind, your spirit, and your soul, and, you know, helping build the brand. I had plenty to do with that, as well as the executive elements of the record label, which was our family record label, everywhere from calling record stores to selling the albums and getting what one stops to calling the radio stations and putting together teams to help encourage them to call in and get us, you know, radio play to promoting, you know, marketing and doing publicity and trying to get in magazines and, you know, keep ourselves as visible as possible. And of course, you know, touring on an ongoing basis and just going places just to let people see who we are, to show up and show out and build that fan base. So absolutely, plenty to do with it.
Okay.
Yet alone the hits that was made that got the attraction.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, all right, now, okay, so the Jive situation happened in 1995. Am I correct?
I can't remember.
I think it's 95, sweetie. I think it's 95.
I
Now,
can't.
after that comes the album from the Click, Game Related. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? Which I gotta admit, I'm a fan. I'm a motherfucking fan. When the Game Related hit, the single hit Hurricane. That was my shit right there. You know,
Okay.
that was my shit right there. Yeah. What you singing on the hook? Hurricane.
Yeah.
You can call me Hurricane. Where did that come from right there? You know what I'm saying? How did that come about? Speak on the Hurricane situation right there.
So that was one. It came about where we drank a drink called Hurricane. My brother went to Louisiana. He was in he liked the New Orleans. My brother 40 and my cousin Be Legit. So soon as they were there, he was in college and they would go to the Mardi Gras and hang out
At Grambling, right? At Grambling
State University, yeah.
Right.
And so Hurricane was their favorite drink, so he wanted to make a song about it. So whatever he said, I did.
Okay.
So I was with it. Come on, sis, come over here and you sing this song or rap this right to this. So that's what I did, and that's what I brought to the table. It's Hurricane, but you can call me Hurricane. And my crevice got hot, feet sweating all. That hurricane, that there ain't no joke. Get to make a player fall. Sleepy yachts, creepy eyes on a sneaky bride. Pump a fool, straight Jekyll, make them think I'm Elleroy. Yeah, so it was cool. I love that album. We got a lot of bangers on there. Wolf tickets, some silly chicks try to be the shit. Coming with that sicky sing, stupid ass shit. Soul Train's about to pay me though, so I can talk to Vallejo to the iggity oh. It's a gang of chicks whooping trying to get in for free. Sprinkle me, you see me, Suga T, I think
Okay,
that was, a lot of stuff on there. Good
during
stuff.
this time, so E40 was based in Louisiana at Grambling, if I remember right, Grambling. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he was down doing his thing. Were you down there too, or were you still in California?
I was in California. Louisiana, I didn't get to go there.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, 1995, major label situation, debut, the Click, Paper Chasing. You feel what I'm saying? Now, Paper Chasing, for people who don't know, Paper Chasing hit 193 on the Billboard debut. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So Paper Chasing. Now, as a female coming from Vallejo, doing independent rap thing, and now all of a sudden you got to deal with Jive Records, and you on a major label, and you hit the Billboard top 200.
Mm-hmm.
Speak on that. What was your feeling? At that point, did you feel like you had made it, or was it still not registering to you at that time?
You know what? I was just having fun. I never was like a person that was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be a big rap star or nothing like that. I was just happy to be away from my kids and hang out with my brothers. That's it, to be honest with you. And I enjoyed, rapping. It was fun, and something that I was, just gifted to do. I never ever got, fascinated. I'm still not fascinated by it. You know what I'm saying? And this never was like, oh, I want to be a big rap star, and I want to be. I'm grateful and I'm thankful. I have to remind myself of the accomplishments that, that I've made, through the years. At one point it really came in handy to realize that. And that I'm, considered a legend of hip hop who trailblazed for the first generation of females. But I really didn't. I didn't think anything of it, and so. But it was great to just have fun. That was the whole thing. Having fun, hanging out with my brothers, and putting a little change in my pocket. But it was bigger than the money. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let me ask you this. This is one of the questions I had wrote down, but this something on this to ask you personally. Like, okay, like back in the day, when it comes to the female rappers, and this is me speaking from a fan perspective / somebody who's paying attention to shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, Suga T from the Click, Yo-Yo, MC Light, Queen Latifah, Mia X from Baton Rouge. Mia X from New Orleans down here with Master P, whatever. To me, this is me speaking. You can correct me if I'm wrong, or you can just give your opinion on this. Mm-hmm. The females I just named, back in the day, y'all were based on strictly lyrics and talent. Fast forward today, a lot of the females now, it's like it's about sex sales. You know what I'm saying? So like a female now can be able to not rap, but long as she's showing her titties or her body in a video, that shit will pass. But back in the day, when Suga T, Mia X, Yo-Yo, Queen Latifah, and Mia X, MC Light was doing that thing, it was strictly based on the lyrics. So now it's more of a sex sales type thing as opposed to back in the day when it was based on lyrics and based on talent. You know what I'm saying? So how do you feel about what you see now versus what y'all had to go through back in the day?
Well, it was the same thing. Sex was selling back in the day. It's just now it's overkill. You know what I mean? And the difference is that it was so much more that, it was more of us getting support. It was a balance. It wasn't just one thing getting pushed and recognized. You know what I mean? But the crazy part is it was, like I said, it was more of other things that helped balance it out. You know what I mean? That's the difference. Now it's just, I don't necessarily know if you would say it would get play. I think it's just more places to play anything because there's other avenues, besides just relying on one thing, one avenue, just maybe, just the record label. It's not just, people that's relying on, hoping that they can come out, but they got to wait to get signed. Back then, a lot of people had to wait to get signed, or they was on independent labels. It wasn't a whole lot. But now, you got so many avenues, you could just see more of it. But sex was still there, I don't want this. What I don't want to do is I got to stop doing this, and I'm starting to learn, because when I think about it, I'm like, I don't want to give this generation all the credit for sex, because they weren't the only one that did it. We have Foxy Brown, we have Little Kim, you know what I'm saying? We had, do you think I'm a nasty girl to make you want a fantasy, the whole little nasty world? Remember that one? Vanity 6. You remember that one? Yeah. Yeah, then we had I got a meeting in the ladies' room. We had some cute sex appeal, women that had, I don't know, but I think you better watch your man, 'cause girl, he's doing it like nobody else can. You know what I'm saying? So you ever remember that song? If you wanna look good. Let's go powder your nose. Remember that one?
Yes, I do.
So,
Yes, I do.
you know what I mean? So we had sex appeals, but it was just not as many as quick, and they didn't just pick two, to push. You know what I mean? It was multiple ones that was being pushed along with other type of brands and presentations as well. You feel me? So that's the difference. I even had my little sexy time. You know what I'm saying? I had a song. I don't know if you heard my song on Paper Chasing. Did you hear my song on Paper Chasing? It was called I can't even think of it. I gotta listen to it.
That's crazy.
Anyway, I got a whole bunch of songs, so I can't even think of it because I didn't really perform it that often. But bottom line is it's on there and it was on the charts with it. And I still do sexy stuff, but it's just not my only conversation. So that's the difference. I think that, it's an overkill of that. And that's the difference. You know what I mean?
I guess to me, like as a man, like back in the day, like when you was out, when Yo-Yo was out, when MC Light, Queen Latifah, Boss, Mia X was out, like y'all wasn't in the video with outfits on that was showing your titties off, that was showing your coochie off or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it wasn't about that sold y'all. So with that being said, it was the lyrics and the talent that sold y'all.
Yeah.
Fast forward now, you can have a female now who has, not saying that females don't have talent, but you can have a female now that has no talent. As long as her titties are showing in the video, as long as she got a thong or whatever on that shows her body off, now the average dude will fuck with that because of what she's looked like. That's because of what she's talking about.
You got it.
Back in the day.
You go. You wise.
Right.
Now
back
you
in the
wise.
day. Right. So back in the day, like, now, no disrespect, but to me, Suga T, you were cute to me back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You had your little thing going on, but you didn't get on the video half naked. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't that Suga T had a booty or a coochie or big titties or whatever. It wasn't that. It was her lyrics. Strictly so because you was spitting, motherfucker. You had lyrics in that
That's
bitch.
Real.
You know about it sold because Mia X was spitting lyrics in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Fort Georgia sold because MC Light was spitting lyrics in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So
that's
like,
real.
or either Yo-Yo, West Side Story because Yo-Yo was spitting lyrics in that motherfucker.
Yes.
Deeper sold because Boss was speaking lyrics in that motherfucker, not because she was dressed in a sexy way.
Yeah, we was holding it down. We was holding it down. Yeah, showcasing strong women without having to use sex to lead the way.
Right.
A lot of people don't know, but you just said a lot of people don't know that that's part of the problem because everybody's blaming it in certain ways or on certain parts, but they don't understand the root of it. And you just mentioned the root of it. The root of it is that what you just said, that it's men that will mess with them and push them and get behind them because of how they dressing, because they have their own agenda. You know what I mean? So you're absolutely right. I totally agree. And they're the ones that help mess this stuff up for us. And I'm happy that you know that. And the men stop pushing women like us. I should say mess it up. Look, I sound so bitter. I am a little bitter because it's not fair how it's the truth. They're just only pushing, all the men, the new and the older ones. I seen it before my eyes. I'm almost done. My documentary is called The Rapidemic. And it's when hip hop became a pandemic for the women who trailblazed for hip hop and for the culture of hip hop and the impact that it has today. Okay. And that is I seen the whole thing right before my very eyes. I was a victim of people telling me, oh, don't, people just want to hear hood music. They don't want to. I'm like, that's not true. You know what I mean? People didn't pivot, they didn't pivot. They stayed in the box and then they got even more ignorant, and it's just sickening, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's definitely a different age, and the craziest part is now, you already have women who are competitive towards one another. You already have, a generation that really don't want to work. You know what I mean? That don't want to work at all. You have a couple of generations that think somebody owes them something and they're privileged
Right.
and, you know, and they don't want to work hard because they see all these, what they think is easy ways to make money, right? And it just, you know, by having that in front of the game like that, I think it just escalates, you know, where a lot of people are missing out on what life is really about and the things that they could do to make money. So I actually teach about that. I have programs, and that's part of the things that, you know, that I do is educate and share and provide, you know, avenues and exploration opportunities for people to see. That's why I have a learning academy, the Sprinkle Me Learning Academy. You know, it's an online school that I created in 2015, and it's a school that basically has a multiple amount of types of courses in it, and it's all kind from entrepreneurship to technology to understanding the internet and the marketing tools and the elements of how you can create a business or utilize for your own good. I reach multiple generations, specifically the vulnerable populations, through the executive director of an organization called the Work It Well Project, which is an organization that I created that reaches out to the vulnerable populations. And, you know, the goal is to keep them healthy, wealthy, safe, healthy, economically empowered, safe and inspired, and meet them where they are at. So, you know, when you get older, you kind of understand that there's a lot more to life than just that. And I just pray that, you know, that people can get past this, that hip hop can get past this, because it's definitely a rapidemic.
I get that. I definitely get that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to talk about Sprinkle Me, Miss Suga T. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about Sprinkle Me. Now, E40 came out with One Love, which killed the shit. That was one of my favorite songs, One Love. I love that shit. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Then came back behind that was Sprinkle Me. Sprinkle Me featuring this female artist called Suga T. You feel what I'm saying? Now, it's two ways to look at that. One way is he got a female artist on here who's doing her thing. The second, if you listen closely, he's telling you, Sugar, Sugar, it's my sister. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can take that as a rap way, or you can take that like literally, like he's saying that's my sister. But you got on that, you did your thing on that. You know what I'm saying? So when Sprinkle Me, now this is me as a fan talking. You being a female on there added that extra, whatever you want to call it, whatever the word you want to call it, the extra funk, the extra, whatever the word is.
You know what it's called? It's called balance.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. So Suga T added the extra balance to Sprinkle Me. You know what I'm saying? Now, when y'all did that song, E40 featuring Suga T, Sprinkle Me, did you expect to do what it did? Did you know all? Okay.
Mm-mm.
Give me the game on that. Give me the game on when you recorded it versus what it came out to be.
He just called me. I think that was all in the planning. You know, things go on behind the scenes that, you know, when you are an artist and you have some executive, you know, part to it. So I think it probably was definitely planned for them to make me and him together to brand me. You know what I mean? Which is to help brand me, which is what can make a big change today. And with us older women, is all we need is our support from our brothers. You know what I mean? From the peers, and it can balance out. You know, they won't only have to see sex and drugs, and we gotta get people to understand that all it takes is an endorsement, and basically you call it entitlement. You know what I mean? Not entitlement, but privilege. You know what I mean? We have to privilege one another from time to time. So, but at that time, that spirit was it was rich with sharing. So I think they wanted us to be able to present they thought it would be unique to have a brother and sister combination. And I think it was already planned, but I didn't know it. My brother just called me and he said, "Hey, come to the studio." Sis, what you doing? I said, I'm over here and there, whatever else. And he said, well, you got the kids. I said, I could drop them off real quick, or I might have had them with me or whatever. And it's like, come to the studio and record this song. I want you to do a song real quick. I just came down there real quick. I just wrote that stuff in like 20 minutes. And next thing you know, was a hit song out on the radio, and everybody faced, and everybody wanted it. And we on stage pumping it all over the world. And it went double time platinums. It's still growing, It's crazy. Never thought it would be all these years, that song. It's a love-hate relationship, because it's like, it's hard to get people to see the other stuff that I do too. It's like, hey guys. And then I can't afford to pay the radio to make my other songs that are hits that's just not heard, to be good if they can hear my other hits too,
I get that.
Ooh, because then that's how you end up pigeonholed, you understand? And limited to how much you could do on your own. I have to be, expected how it's branded, because it's very difficult to recondition the minds. Programming is real. You feel it?
Right. I get that, sweet. I get that. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, Suga T. Now, you got your own independent label going on, Sprinkle Enterprises, Inspirations by Suga T Incorporated. 2007, Be About It. You feel me? Speak on that right there.
Yes, so absolutely. So at that point, I was Inspirations by Suga Corporation, and it was the Sprinkle Me Social Enterprise. We had released, it really was under Hip Hop Mom Productions and Suga T Music, but I put it under that at the time. But Be About It was a gospel. It was like a gospel inspiration album.
Oh, really? I know that. Okay.
Yeah. So that was probably my 10th or 12th album at the time, I think. Number 10. Yeah. So I have 20 albums. And
okay.
Yeah. And then 5 solo albums.
Okay.
I mean, it's 5 group albums, 5 group albums.
Let me ask you this. As an artist, and this is for up-and-coming artists who are looking at this, independent artists and shit like that. Speak on being an independent artist versus being signed to the major label. What are the perks and the benefits of the ups and downs of that? And what, in your mind, what do you prefer, independent or major?
Well, it both has its, its place. Independent, you got to do a lot of work on your own. It's work over work over work over work, and work and work and work and work. On a label, you still have to work and work and work, but you got more of a team that's a little more seasoned and maybe have a better, oiled machine.
Right.
It's more, in most cases, cookie cutter. So, you could just they could swipe one out and swipe another one in, and the machine is going to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And there's a different way they could do things. So they could still do that for an independent label, but it's just, if it's your label, you got to work your label. You got to run it, and it's a lot of work. You get paid for it because, when you're on a label, you get pennies for $1, depending on what type of deal you got.
Right.
You have your own, you get to keep all the money, but you got to pay for that. And it depends on how you're going to make the money,
Right.
Independent, you got to find sponsors and different things that can help you, or you digging in your own pocket. You know what I mean? Major labels, a lot of times they have access to all that stuff. That's why they're able to pay off radio and say, here, put up, $2 million for promo for the next year for this particular artist, and bump all the other ones out the box so that this one can get on. You know what I mean? And make it a priority. So that's the difference. So it's like, it's all about strategy and how you move, how you move within that label, and how you position yourself to get your money. So it depends on, everybody has their different strategy within the label. Also, the major label, when they own you a certain way, You know, it might not be easy for you to say, okay, I'm tired today. I want to rest like I am today. Woo, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so tired. But guess what? If I want to go lay down in the other room, I can right now. I ain't got to worry about nobody. And nobody saying, guess what? You got this, that, or whatever. I'm like, I'm tired. Shoot. I don't want to go nowhere. I don't want to see nobody today. I want to breathe. You know?
Let me ask you this. This is another question I want to ask for up and coming artists who going to look at this podcast, see what's going on. I try to tell a lot of artists this in my city, and I want you being a major label artist who's been major independent. Speak on this, please.
Okay.
I try to tell a lot of artists in my city, relationships are so key in the industry. Like you can't pay for a real relationship. Like if you have a relationship with people like that, a real relationship takes you further than any dollar amount will. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
A real relationship takes you further than any dollar amount will. So speak on how important it is as an independent artist or a major artist to have relationships and to network. How important is that?
Oh yeah. It's very important. You know, it's a very it's major. It's a part of your movement. And also it's also a part of looking to see if that's something that you actually want to do. You know, because you might not like everybody all the time. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see people all the time. I can't kiss everybody but run behind them. I don't smoke
Right.
weed. I'm tired. My energy's low. I don't want weed in my hair. I don't want cigarette smoke in my hair. I don't do everything everybody else do because I need to save my energy for my business and the other things I got that's consistently paying me. You know what I mean? So, you know, you gotta pick and choose, you know, because that's what it's about. They gotta like you to play your stuff. They gotta like you to put you on. So you gotta be in a position. You will be in an independent. You could either be in a dependent situation, and then when you're in those situations with relationships, if you mess them up, then you know. This is one of the industries that will blackball your tail.
Right.
You won't get nothing done. You know what I mean? And everybody would dog you. And yet alone you be endorsed and you connected with somebody else. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But bottom line is, yeah, relationships mean a lot. And you got to be respectful anyway. So it's just good to be respectful to everybody and good to everybody. Not run around, you know, messing stuff up. And not only, you know, I think it's, you know, that's a good point about relationships, but that also makes artists, I think, people very selfish because, you know, we run around here. If you don't think nobody can do nothing for you, then you ain't gonna talk to them. So I think there's like a, you know, a catch-22 with that, you know what I mean? And at the same time, depending on how these relationships are, you know, they could be important or they could not be important because those could be some relationships that actually they just like you for the moment or what they think they can do with you or what you could do for them. And those might not be the most healthiest relationships. So it's a tricky situation. You know what I mean? The best advice I give to artists is don't ever get dependent and don't ever just only depend on hip hop. That's the most dangerous thing you can ever do, or anything connected to hip hop. That, you know, don't make your whole world hip hop because, you know, you're just putting yourself in a position, you know, where you just dependent. And unless you like being dependent, you know, when you're dependent, that's when you can become vulnerable. Because if you don't get the outcome you're looking for those who you're dependent on, then, you know, you're gonna have a rough time coming out, yeah, or getting back up.
All right, and Suga T, 2007, you released an independent album under Sprinkle Enterprise, which is your situation, called Be About It. And then in 2010, you released The Game Needs Me. Speak on the difference that you've seen as far as the benefits, the perks, or whatever, when it comes to releasing the independent album under your project as opposed to being under somebody else's situation.
What was the question again?
2007, Be About It, your independent project on the Sprinkling Enterprise. 2010, The Game Needs Me. What can you tell the difference between releasing shit under your independent shit as opposed to being under somebody else's shit? You know what I'm saying?
Well, the difference is that, you know, I release music not to say, oh, I'm about to just blow up and be on the A-list. I release music because I can. Bottom line, you know what I'm saying? And I could do it on my own. And, you know, just to have it available, to build a catalog. And, you know, there's different things that you could do in music to make money besides just waiting on people to buy it. So, you know, I just like to keep my juices going, keep my skills up to part. And of course, I like to release all different kinds of music. Being on my own releases and labels, my own label, I can release any kind of music I want. I don't have to wait until somebody say, oh, you can't make this kind of music because this ain't gonna sell. I could write something that I just feel, you know, anyway, not just one way. I might feel soft one day and sweet, you know, one day. I might feel rough, rugged, you know, and ratchet one day. And I might I might feel earthy one day. I can write whatever I want and put it out without having to wait on nobody to answer it, you know. Now, marketing it is a whole nother story.
Right.
I got hits coming out the yin yang, but they ain't exposed hits as exposed. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. So, you know, this is for me because I already have a fan base. So it's a little bit somewhat easier for me, but I don't recommend that to independent artists to just think they about to just, you know, make it in a movement just because they release something independently. You got to have more than that. Like I said, you have to have strategy. You have to have, and I know a lot of different ones. You have to have a whole lot of information and an understanding of how to make it all work and live and still pay your main bills. You know what I mean? And not end up living on nobody and wasting time and being a total dependent and missing out on opportunities that could have really gave you a real check. You feel me? You know, so you gotta make a decision. You gonna get the real check and play with it on the side till you figure it out, or you gonna keep chasing it and begging people to buy your music. I'm not begging nobody to buy my music.
Right.
Or play me.
Okay.
Or like me.
Gotcha. Stick to that shit right there. I like that.
Period.
I like that. 2019, rapper pandemic. You feel me? Rapper pandemic. Suga T. What we're going with that right there?
The Rapidemic is a 2019 release, my 20th album. Bumping, banging.
20th
album. 20th. The banger. It has a variety of journey, elements of my journey in it. So people can really learn where I've been, where I came from, and what I'm about. You know what I mean? And that's really what it is. So again, you can find it anywhere. Google it, Rapidemic. You can come to my website. I prefer people to buy from my website because the streaming companies don't give you but a penny on a dollar. So come to my website and buy it at sprinkleme.biz. Okay, sprinkleme.biz. And you can get it free on YouTube and listen to it if you want to stream and stick it on your playlist. And follow my YouTube, Suga T Official. Subscribe to it, okay?
Let me ask this before we get out of here. I've been seeing personally on Instagram, Suga T been on the Instagram doing workouts and all kind of shit like this. What's going on? And matter of fact, if I remember right, it's been labeled as like the grandma workout or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
You like that?
Yeah, I've been watching. I've been seeing the shit. So Suga T, the rapper. Yeah. You feel me? Now she's doing cardio and doing exercise. She's on Instagram promoting that. So what's going on, Suga T? What's going on with the cardio and the exercise and all? What you doing, Suga T? Talk to us.
Well, you know, it's a whole wellness movement, you know, just being overall well. You know, I'm about wellness. Economics is a part of wellness. So I'm about freeing people in terms of being able to share economic opportunities. When you share economic opportunities with people, you give them opportunities to make money and you introduce them to those that don't know, then you basically brought a well environment around their space. You know what I mean? It lessens dysfunction, struggle, and ignorance. You know, it can kill you. You know what I mean? So a part of this whole movement is about being a we factor. You know what I'm saying? A we factor is about, you know, working in this time and updating your movement and understanding that the 50 is the 30. The 50 is the 30. You get me? So in that, I'm working the movement, encouraging the older generation, to move around, think well, don't stop, stay in the game. I've done it for years. I've created support for well-rounded entities as a coach, a life skills expert, transformation and enterprise coach. And a part of that is being able to present the we factor. So the Cardio Boss Up is bringing people to a place where they can work out and be safe in their house, in their own space, have fun, enjoy some good music. Black people love to dance. Urban people, hey, not just Black people, but everybody. Everybody love music. And so they get to hang out and enjoy good music. It's my music. It's another side of me. It's a way that I can encourage you in a different way where I'm not just, giving you music to get high. You know what I mean? Getting you music to like me. I'm getting you music to like you. You feel me? Enjoy yourself, and do something to help you. So it's a give back. You know what I mean? So it's a well-rounded give back, encouraging and empowering people with the tools to be healthy, safe, economically empowered and inspired overall, mind, body, spirit, and soul. So people get to work out with me. There's Tuesdays and Thursdays, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10:15 to 11. Wednesdays and Fridays, 7:15 to 8. And then I do some VIP Saturdays, you know what I mean? And they could do VIP Saturdays from 10:15 to 11:15. I do sometimes for people who actually can't come through the weekday. And I'm also sponsoring a Health is Wealth online cafe where people could actually come and utilize the space as a cafe, as if they're in a coffee shop or a tea shop, and take time to refresh, to reflect, to revert, to resurface, you know what I mean? To regenerate, and I think it'll be a great opportunity for people to enjoy as a give back and as a support, to our people, to the people, giving them something else they can work with, doing what Granny's supposed to do, doing what Big Mama, doing what the leaders are supposed to do. We're supposed to empower our communities, you know what I mean, and build people, not just build them to tell them to go have fun, get high, smoke drugs, smoke weed, hang out, drink alcohol. You on there smoking weed, getting high. And I hope you're feeling convicted. You on there smoking weed, getting high. You one of the main people I be talking about all the time, about them lungs.
Well,
we want people to have their lungs later. We want people, to use their whole brain. We want people to get jobs and stop smoking weed, because some of them can't get jobs smoking weed. We want people to put their mind in the right place. So at the end of the day, it's just a place to revert, revision, redecision in the Working Cafe. So again, it's a Working Well project, which is an overall, again, reaching out to different populations, vulnerable populations and underserved populations, and giving them elements to help keep them, again, healthy, safe, economically empowered, and inspired. So it's a movement, and that's a part of it.
Gotcha.
People can work out, go to cardiobossup.com, again, cardiobossup.com, or they can go to thesugarrush.com, which is on the screen, thesugarrush.com, if they want to see other things that I offer, in terms of within this movement, if they want to donate, if they want to take, get some music reviewed, if they want to find out about other things that are going on a regular basis, you can get right there and get down and dirty, as well as sign up for the Boss Up Cardio.
Gotcha, Suga T. Well, before we got here, Suga T, please give everybody your YouTube and your Instagram where they can follow you and keep up with what's going on, what you got going on, sweetie. Do that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Y'all can go to Suga T Official. That's YouTube, Suga T Official. And Instagram, Suga T. Again, Suga T. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. All right. And again, cardiobossup.com. Come see me, thesugarrush.com. Let's get it. Granny gamed up. We in this. Hey. Yeah.
Again, y'all, this is another edition of the Pimpoholic TV Podcast, which is homeboy Maul the Pimp, special guest Suga T, representing the West Coast, Vallejo, California, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, subscribe to Pimpoholic TV on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe. Pimpoholic TV on YouTube. Again, special thanks to my homegirl Suga T for tuning in. And it is what it is.